Alright guys, so as always, I always say I'm never going to do one of these dedicated AliExpress sale videos because I always end up being in work, and again, this year's no different, I'm in work again, but I thought I'd try and get something out. I've got a couple of reviews out for St. Martin's, but I wanted to get an actual video out showing you some different watches on there. So hopefully these will be interesting ones and not all ones you've seen before. I try to mix things up because you don't want to be seeing the same watches over and over again on different channels. So hopefully these will be some different ones. I've also got a couple in here that I've actually got in for review, but I'm just not going to have time to get the reviews done in time for the sale. I might get them done at the tail end maybe, but I'm going to show you them in this, just so you get a rough idea. But anyway, let's get down to it. I've got the Baltany. This is one I've actually got in for review. The one I've got is this salmon one, and it is really nice. The strap on it is really nice as well. See if we can really decent pictures. Well, anyway, this is the price it's going to be. Obviously, don't forget to use these discounts. Always check the discounts when you're on these. And also, it's always good to follow the stores as well. They sometimes add little special discounts just for people following. So, nice little tip there, if you weren't aware. So we scroll down. So we can see we've got some information here. So the movement is the Seagull ST1701. What else have we got? 38mm diameter. For those interested, the dial diameter as well. Not always on there, so that's interesting they've got on there. 44mm lug to lug. So this is a really compact watch, this one. Sapphire crystal. Always good to see. Not always a given. 20mm lug width. 50m water resistance. And 70 grams. So obviously, as I say, I haven't had a chance to fully check this out properly. So I haven't gone over the specs or anything. I've literally just unboxed it, tried it on. So hopefully those dimensions are going to be right, including that lug to lug. Baltany tends to be pretty good with this kind of stuff. So we've also got the blued second hand as well. On the sub dial. I'm going to scroll down. There we go. And it is a really cool looking watch, this. Obviously something a bit different. It's going to be one of those you're either going to love or hate. I personally really love it though. And if the salmon isn't doing it for you, to do the white as well. Or more of an off-white, I think it is. Like a silver almost. And there we go, some better pictures. It is a really nice soft supple strap. Better than the ones you tend to get on AliExpress watches. And that's the packaging you'll get it in as well. I'd definitely recommend that one. So now let's check out the next one. And that's this Proxima. So I think this looks really cool. It kind of reminds me of a previous one I checked out, the PX1697, I think it was. I think it's got the same bracelet and same head of the watch. But obviously the dial and bits and pieces are different. But it is a cool look. The lume on the bezel looks a little bit weak. But other than that, it's looking pretty good. So obviously it's got a sapphire bezel with it being loomed like that. Which again, pretty cool. There's some specs as well. So 39mm diameter, you can get it with the PT5000 or the SW200, but the SW200 does bump up the price quite a bit. So personally I'd be going for the PT5000. I've not had any problems with them before. Case thickness 11.5, diameter 39mm, 200m water resistance, BGW9. So I'll scroll down, see if there's any more information. Yeah, as I said, sapphire insert, BGW9. Enamel dial as well, that is nice. That's the same as the previous one I mentioned. Oh, I could have just scrolled down for that picture, so there we go. You can see it a bit better. And it looks really nicely finished as well. Pretty cool case back. I don't think the clasp will be on the fly adjustable, but yeah, micro adjust. Works well enough. So now let's check out the next one. And that's this Borman. So I've had my eye on this one for a while. Never pulled the trigger though, but it does look really interesting. That moon phase. Do a couple of different colours as well. Not really keen on the bracelet, especially with those straight end links. So I think I'd be going with the leather strap if I was going to get one. And I personally really like that kind of goldy brown colour. So that'd be the one I'd go for, I reckon. So what have we got in terms of specs? Though, again, prices, don't forget to use these. So quite a few different ones you can use depending on how much you're going to be spending. So you will get that price down again. So we've got 50-meter water resistance, which apparently it is okay to swim with, but if you've got it on the leather strap, you're not going to be doing that anyway. And it is a dressier watch, so you're not really realistically going to be doing that. Sapphire crystal, good to see. Mechanical movement, not very helpful. Hopefully it'll go into more detail lower down. Oh, there we go, some case dimensions. 41.5 is a little big for a dress watch. Would have preferred it if it had been 40 or below. Case thickness isn't too bad though. Does it mention the movement though? Ah, okay, I think I've seen this movement before. So yeah, there we go. So that is a pretty cool movement, especially with that 80-hour power reserve as well. And it is high beat too. So I think I might have checked this movement out on another watch maybe. I might be wrong, but it's something similar I think. Not overly keen on the writing on the side of the case, but it's small enough that you probably wouldn't notice it when you're wearing it. I think the main one, if you've got issues with this, is probably going to be the diameter being a touch on the large side. But if you're a bigger guy and you're after a dress watch, maybe this is going to suit you. But anyway, moving on to the next one. So this San Martin, I've actually got in for review. I've previously reviewed the 37mm, I think. I'll leave a link to that up in the top if you want to check that one out, if you haven't seen it already. This is the 39mm, so you can get it on the FKM rubber strap, or you can get it on the bracelet, and they do a few different dial colours. And as you come to expect with San Martin, really good lume as well. So I've got this blue one in for review, which will be coming at some point, but it'll probably be after the sale, unfortunately. So what kind of discounts have we got on this? Depending on how much you're spending, pretty good. And obviously if you're buying more than one watch from them, you can get more discounts too. Well, okay, loads of discount codes there if you want to go through all of them. Seem to be country specific, a few of them, which can be a little bit annoying sometimes, but it's definitely worth checking. There we go, here's the specs. So we've got 39mm diameter, 47.7mm lug to lug, 13mm thickness, 20mm lug width, sapphire crystal, ceramic bezel, yeah, all the usual stuff from San Martin. Nothing seems out of the ordinary, 200-meter water resistance. Doesn't have on-the-fly adjustable clasp, but still works well enough. Is there anything more interesting down here? Okay, we've got some macro. So this is what sets San Martin apart. When you get in really close, they just look so clean. The attention to detail and the finishing is what sets them apart from a lot of other brands on AliExpress. And the FKM rubber strap, if you do choose to go with that, it's also going to be pretty good. FKM rubber straps are always really soft, supple. And obviously, again, the price will vary depending on whether you get the strap or the bracelet. But there's not a great deal in it, so personally I'd be going with the bracelet. So next up, we've got this Hruodland, or Hruodland, not entirely sure how you pronounce it still. And this is a pretty interesting one I've not seen before. So the render doesn't really do it justice. The actual pictures, on the other hand, I think look pretty cool. And I do like the colours they've gone with as well. So that dark red, nice dark green, and a blue, as well as a black, which has got more of a photina on the actual indices and hands. I think I'd be going with the... which one would I be going with? One of those three, I'm not sure which. I think I like them all. The photina one with the black, not so much. Interesting case back. Not sure what that says. If anyone does know, let us know down in the comments. And it's actually screws as well. So in terms of discounts, not too bad. You don't need to put a code in, which is good. So let's take a closer look at this. Yeah, so that does look really nice, I think. Something a bit different. And based on the previous Hruodland watch I'd checked out, the finishing is going to be really nice too. And if you haven't seen that, I'll leave a link to that up in the top. That was an Aqua Timer homage. Yeah, I think all the different colours look good apart from that one with the Photina I'm not so keen on. In terms of specs, we've got 22mm lug width, 12.3 thickness, 40mm diameter, only 100m water resistant, but you're not going to be going swimming with this kind of watch anyway, so that's not a big deal. There we go, Seagull ST17 movement, sapphire crystal. Yeah, not too bad. And if you're after something different, perhaps that'll suit the bill. Next up, got something a bit more traditional, more of a diver, but we've got an H34 GMT on it as well. So you've got quite a few different options with this one. But before we check that out, let's see what the discount is actually. Yeah, so quite a bit. A few different ones depending on how much you're spending again. So you'll be able to get that price down a bit. Quite a few different colour options. Some interesting bezel ones. And different bracelets as well. I do like it when you get different options. Again, I'd be going with the bracelet, well, one of the bracelet options. You can always get a cheap strap afterwards. So in terms of specs, lug to lug of 45.8. Case is a little on the thick side, 14mm. Sapphire crystal, NH34 as you'd expect. 200m water resistance, ceramic bezel. I think they do look interesting. And the loom on Steeldive is always really good. That's an interesting one. Yellow loom. Pretty distinctive. Not overly keen on it like that though, to be honest. I don't think it works, especially with the blue dial. I think I'd have preferred if it was just black and orange. But that's just me. Yeah, that one works a lot better. But check out the next one. This is something that I've not seen before. You're either going to love or hate, I think. Going to be divisive, this one. It's actually got a loom on it, which is unexpected for this kind of style of watch. It's an interesting case back as well. I'm sure there'll be more pictures further down. Pretty nice vintage kind of style leather straps suiting the watch. In terms of price, it's coming out at 160. Doesn't seem to be discount codes with this one. Oh, enamel dial as well, which is nice. Okay, so movement wise, we've got the Ronda 3540, and that's a Mecha Quartz chronograph. Not something you see a lot often on AliExpress. 39mm diameter, 44mm lug to lug, 11.6 thick, sapphire crystal. Yeah, BGW9 loom. And it does look pretty good, to be fair. 100m water resistance. Surprising for this kind of style of watch. I was expecting 50, so that is a nice bonus. What's this? Okay, telling you how to adjust the chrono. See some close-up pictures. Can't really tell what colour. Ah, there we go, there's the case back. Hang on, go back to this dial. Can't really tell what the colours are. Can't tell if that's black and it's just the blue with the AR, making it look a bit more kind of grey blue. I suspect that's probably the case. Yeah, I think so. Definitely got a vintage look to this one though. That kind of 70s style. That case back is weird. Is it just me or is that like an owl face? Not something I've seen before. I do like that they've got caps on all these hands, which makes it look a bit cleaner. Just a little attention to detail that makes quite a big difference. Finishing looks good too. And there's the movement once you take the case back off. And there's a close-up of that strap as well, which again, looks pretty nice. Definitely suits the watch. Let's check out the next one. So this is an interesting one. So it's a titanium watch, but it is quartz. So that might put some people off, but don't judge it just yet. We'll check it out. Move down a bit. So here's the discount bit. Get some varying amounts off again, depending on how much you're spending and how many watches you're buying as well. Again, some country-specific discount codes. And here's all the different versions you can get. So they have fully loomed ones, as well as standard loom. Get it on a strap or a bracelet. And obviously the bracelet will be titanium. I think it'll be similar to another previous Berny I've checked out. So there we go. So you've got the VH31, which is a Mecha Quartz kind of movement. Titanium case, 37mm diameter, which is nice. Looking at it, you would have thought it was bigger than that. So it is nice that it's quite small. 42mm lug to lug, which is really compact. And because it's quartz, it's pretty thin as well, 9mm. Sapphire crystal, 50-meter water resistance. Oh, that's good. So the strap is actually quick release as well. Nice touch. Do like that orange hand. Just adds a splash of colour. This next one. So this is a really good price for this. And as you can see, they have a vast array of different options. You can also get it with or without the branding on the dial, because I know some people aren't keen on this Tandorio branding. You can also get different strap options, but again, I'd be going with the bracelets. In fact, does the price? No, the price goes up slightly, but not a great deal. Definitely worth it for the bracelet. So we've got 41mm diameter. Okay, thickness is a bit on the thick side, 14mm. Definitely would have preferred that to be a bit less. NH35 sapphire crystal, 120 click bezel, 22mm lug width, 200-meter water resistance, folding clasp, but you can easily swap that out cheaply enough. What else have we? I was just showing all the different ones in a bit more close up. So it's actually looking pretty nicely finished, especially considering the price. Yeah, it looks like we've got screw links as well, which you don't really expect at this kind of price. So that was nice to see. And there's that folded clasp, but as I say, you can swap them out really cheaply for about 5-6 quid, I think, something like that. You're getting a lot of watch for not a lot of money. The only slight negative being it is a touch on the thick side by the look of it. So last up, got something a little bit different. So we've got this mysterious code. So this has got an aventurine style dial, discounted to £60. Do like that applied logo. Don't really know why they've got the text as well. It would have been great with just the logo. You don't need both. Don't mind the automatic at the bottom, but I still think it'd be cleaner if they had just the logo. Plain case finishing. Polished, I suspect. That font is a little bit odd. Doesn't really match the dial. Again, they could have just added the logo. That kind of style into it, I think, would look better. Okay, sapphire crystal, 40mm diameter, 50-meter water resistance, as you kind of expect with a dress watch. Not a great deal else. What was the movement on it? Ah, there we go. So we've got, yeah, NH35. Don't really know why they got a display case back with that. I'm personally not a fan of looking at the NH35. It's not the best looking of movements. Solid case back would have been better. But I think it's a good looking watch. It's not perfect, you know. It's got a couple of little issues, little things I'd change, but it's an interesting piece nonetheless. Hopefully watches on here that you've actually not seen before, some interesting ones. As I say, a couple that I'm going to be doing a review for, but I probably won't get a chance to before the sale ends. As I say, this is a quick video, not the usual quality I'd be doing. As I say, I'm recording this whilst in work, so the audio is probably not great, and hopefully you've seen my other reviews and stuff, so you know, normally it's a bit better than this, but I just wanted to get something out for you guys, so you see some interesting watches that are going to be in the sale. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.